Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. Dear students, in this chapter, class 8 science, we will discuss about the metals and the non-metals. So students, the chapter is what? Metals and the non-metals. So in our daily lives, many things we use like an object which is made up of different types of matter. Okay. So in this chapter especially we will discuss about the metals and the non-metals. So in this chapter we will discuss the physical properties of metals and physical properties of non-metals. Then we will discuss the chemical properties of metals and chemical properties of non-metal and the uses of metals and non-metals in our daily life. So students, whatever we have studied in previous class is what that materials around us can be grouped as the metals and non-metals. On the basis of their physical and chemical properties, most metals are conductors of electricity and heat, while the most non-metals are non-conductors of heat and electricity. So students, metals are mostly what? Conductor means it can conduct the electricity as well as heat, and mostly the non-metals are non bad conductor, and we can say that insulator, through which electricity and heat cannot pass. We use different types of materials in our daily life. If we classify them on the basis of their properties, it is relatively easier to learn about them in this lesson. We will classify all materials broadly into metals and the non-metals. There are materials that show the properties of both metals, and the non-metals are called the metalloids. So students, very interesting uh, word is here, that is metalloids. So metalloids are what? The substance which contain the both properties as the metals and the non-metals. For example, the boron and the silicon and arsenic we will learn about in the that in higher classes. Metals and non-metals can be distinguished from one another by their physical and the chemical properties, and let us learn about that. So, physical properties of metals. So, physical states. So, some physical properties of metals are follow. First one, the physical state. Most metals are solid at room temperature. So, the physical state of metals is what? Most metals are solid at room temperature. For example, the iron, zinc, copper, tin, etc. Mercury is an exception that exists in liquid from at room temperature. So mercury, students, if you know that in thermometer what type of metal is used? Mercury, because it present in liquid state at the room temperature. Second thing, appearance. The appearance of metals is what? Metals are generally grayish in color, but gold has a yellow appearance while copper looks reddish in color. Now the hardness. We are talking about the metals, students, and in the metals, if we talk about the hardness, so metals generally have high tensile strength and are very hard. Sodium, potassium are soft metals that can be easily cut while with a knife. So these are exception. Actually sodium, potassium, these are metals, but they are not hard, which can be cut easily with the help of knife. Now there is an activity strength to show that the sodium metals is soft and other materials are hard, not to be demonstrated by teacher. by the teacher. So take a small piece each of the sodium, iron and the copper. Place them on a filter paper. Try to cut these with a sharp knife or blade. You will observe that you are only able to cut the sodium because it is soft, whereas the other metals are hard and cannot be cut with a knife. Now, uh, about the metals, luster. Luster means students the shining. Mostly metals they show their shine, the luster. So metals generally possess luster. It is the property of metals by virtue of which they shine. And this shine is generally referred to as metallic luster. Now the malleability. Malleability strengths uh, property of metals in which that metal can be converted into a thin sheet. Okay, if you will beat with the help of hammer and by the other instrument, then the volume will be increased of that metals. Let's see. So metals can be hammered or the beaten into the thin sheet without breaking. Okay, so this property of metals is called the malleability. For examples, strange the gold, silver, copper are malleable in nature. Confectioners use extremely thin silver foil to decorate the sweets, aluminum foil used to pack the food stuff. And after that malleability strengths, the ductility. Ductility is simply strengths that metal can be used to make some wires, to draw the wires. So the property of metals to be drawn into the thin wire is called the ductility. And what are the examples of ductility, which are silver, copper and the gold, very ductile. And the sonority. Sonority means metals are sonorous and they produce a ringing sound when struck by something. So it is for this reason that chimes and bells are made up of metals. Students, if you see any metals and if you will struck that metal with the help of any another metal, that it will generate the sound, and that is called what? Sonorous property. Now here is an interesting fact, students. Gold is the most malleable and the ductile metal. So gold can be converted into a thin sheet. 1 gram of gold can be drawn into a wire of about 2 kilometer. Very interesting fact, students. 1 gram a gold can drawn into a wire about 2 kilometer. Then there is an activity to show that the metals are sonorous. How we can say they produce the sound? See, take a few materials like a metal spoon, metal pencil box, a piece of coal, lead of a pencil, a metal coin, etc., and drop them from a height one by one. You will observe that things made up of the metals, metal spoon, metal coin, metal pencil box, they will produce the sound when dropped. Usually we have observed and we notice at our house, whenever you will throw any metallic object, then that will produce sound. So very simple. Now the conductivity. Students, conductivity means simply that can conduct the electricity and the heat. What? Metal. So in conductivity, metals are good conductor of heat. Okay, conductors of heat. This property of metals make them suitable to be used in cooking utensils and the heating elements, etc. Metals are also good conductors of the electricity. It is due to this property of metals that electric wires are made up of metals like the copper. Some metals allow electricity to pass through them more easily than the other. Copper, silver, aluminum and gold are metal and can conduct electricity. Silver and gold are what? best conductor of electricity. Along all metals, you have ever thought then why are electrical wires made up of the copper and not of the silver or the gold? Because students, copper is best for making the wires, because gold and silver, which are the best conductor of electricity, are uh, costlier than copper. Yes, these are costlier than copper. That's why we do not use the silver and gold instead of copper. Now the aluminium is the cheaper and the lighter than silver, yet it is not used to make the electrical wire, and this is because this conductivity is low and thus it become brittle if bent often. Now students, another there is an effect. Although the mercury is the purest conductor of electricity, it expands at a constant rate over a wide range of temperature. And this property make it suitable for using in thermometer. So in 7th class also I have taught you that what type of element use metal use in thermometer, that mercury. Now the students, density means the metals generally have the very high density, okay, because their particles are tightly packed, because that is solid. And some metals like the sodium, potassium and calcium have low density. And lithium is the lightest known metal, while the osmium is the densest metal. Due to high density metals generally have high melting and the boiling points. Sodium and potassium are exception. Tungsten has the highest melting point. Now the fact file is what, out of the 24 non-metals known, 12 are solids and 11 are gases, and only one is liquid. So students, there is an activity. By this activity, you can easily understand the conductivity of what metals. Make a circuit as shown alongside figure A, and metal, place the materials like a metal piece, iron keys, piece of coil, copper wire in the circuit one by one in place of rubber. Make a note in which the case that does the bulb glow. You will observe that the bulb glow when a metal piece, iron key and the copper wire are put in the circuit, as they are metals which can conduct electricity. So in this diagram you can see the circuit has been made, okay. And in this circuit you see here that is a metallic object, and this one rubber. The word rubber is what, uh, rubber is non-metals, okay. And so rubber is behaves like an insulator, and here the metallic object behaves like a conductor. Now students, the physical properties of non-metals. Students, physical properties of non-metals means the physical state. Non-metals may occur as a solid, liquid or gas. For examples, the sulfur and phosphorus are the solid, bromine is a liquid, and hydrogen and oxygen are gas at room temperature. Second thing, the appearance. Non-metals are generally dull or non-lustrous, but graphite and iodine are exception, because that what? Yeah, graphite and iodine are exception, because that will not non-metals are generally dull and non-lustrous, and the graphite and iodine are exception. So the malleability, strengths here, the property of non-metals, as we are talking that if we talk the malleability of the non-metals, then we cannot change that non-metals into a thin sheet, so there is not malleability. And ductility means we cannot draw a thin wire with the help of non-metals. So non-metals are brittle, because if you will beat the non-metals, that it can break down. So on being the hammered, they break down into a powdery mass, and the diamond, which is an allotrope of carbon, is the only non-metals that is hard. In fact, it is hardest known the natural substance on the earth. So students, in next video we will discuss the activity 4 of metals and non-metals.